Good day to you. Warm welcome from my side. My name is Gunther Kaltenhäuser. I'm the business manager of BRAWO Systems, and we welcome you today to our webinar, which we do jointly together with our friends from Picote Group from Finland. We have a long-time cooperation with Picote for more than 15 years, and this jointly webinar is one example of our good cooperation and of our work together for the trenchless technologies, because this is the main topic of this webinar: trenchless, why trenchless, and how to do it, how to repair, rehabilitate pipes in houses and in the grounds of domestic sewer systems. So let's start with a short introduction of BRAWO Systems. We are the producer of our most famous product, BRAWOLINER, which is just one example of our consumable portfolio. We have a variety of liners. We have all kinds of resins for the different tasks our clients have on their construction sites. We also are producer of technology, machinery, especially machines for light curing of liners and resins. These machines will be shown today as one example of our portfolio of machinery. Generally, we work with the four known hardening methods: so ambient curing, warm water curing, steam curing, and light curing, and we offer our clients every machine and equipment for all these hardening methods. And last but not least, our BRAWO Academy, our training center. Actually, I'm here in Kaiserslautern, Germany, in our training center, and we will present later on also our technologies and will do the installations in the training center. In this training center, we train new clients, interested people, engineers, and people who are responsible for the networks, the owners of the houses and of the domestic grounds. Yeah, this is what I already said: training and education center. This is how we think about our BRAWO Academy. Our 4 technicians, they're doing their job worldwide, not only in Kaiserslautern, but worldwide on the construction sites of our clients and partners. So we can offer directly learning on the equipment, for example, demonstrations, but most important, do it on your own here in our training center. Of course, as I said, construction site supervision and support worldwide. And online seminars, of course, like we do today, a webinar to reach you in an easy way and in a comfortable way. So we are really, really kind that we do this webinar together with our friends from Picote. And just to give you an idea how it will go on, we will now go to England and have a short presentation of our friends from Picote. Then later on, we will come back short time here and then switch again to England for the practical demonstrations, and then again to Kaiserslautern for our practical demonstrations. Just one hint before we go to England: at the end of this webinar, we have a survey, so you will be able to answer some questions, and we would highly appreciate your feedback, so you can give us your answers. What was good? What could we do better? And of course, what ideas do you have for future webinars? So that's for the start from our side. We hope you enjoy this webinar, and now we go to our friends from Picote, to Richard in England. Hi, Richard. Warm welcome.
Hi, Gunther. Thank you very much, Gunther. I'll start the proceedings off. First, I'd like to say welcome to everybody. We're happy and really excited to be doing this in conjunction with BRAWOLINER. So I have a short presentation. So we've been working now in partnership, 15 years with BRAWO Systems. And I think the first time I started working with BRAWO was probably back in 1992. So we have a long working relationship. So we're going to talk about Picote high-speed cleaning. Now, this was initially developed in 2008 by Picote. It's suitable for pipe diameters from DN32 up to DN300. So that's 1.25 inches to 12 inches. Rotation speeds vary. Our slow speed is 500 RPM and our maximum is 2,900. We have a series of machines, which we'll discuss in a minute. But basically, we have 8, 10, 12, and 18 millimeter models, and that's relating to the flexible steel shaft, which is housed inside an outer casing, and then the tools are connected onto the shaft. The operator actually feeds the shaft through the pipe to clean and restore flow. And these machines are multi-purpose. So they're great for cleaning, descaling, root cutting, blockage removals, removing fat, oil, and grease. Also used for removing failed liners. We don't really speak about that. Concrete removal, and as you'll see later on, reinstating lateral connections after they've been sealed off when we've done the liner. So here's a quick photograph. It's just all of our machines there. One thing when people speak to us about the machines is they normally ask two questions. Firstly, the question is, what machine do you do for which pipe material, which pipe diameter? So here is the list of our machines. The smallest one is our mini cleaner with the 8mm shaft. And then we work down the list through the battery mini cleaner, a mini miller, a battery mini miller, and then the mini cleaner, which is the 10mm shaft. Then we have the super and the maxi miller that have the 12mm, and then we have the Power Plus. So you can see here that there is a crossover in the pipe diameters. So, and that gives you also the working length. So these range or working lengths are based on what is on the shaft. And then depending on the machine, you can add one. Then you can have one attach one extension, or on the Maxi Power Plus the 80mm shaft, we can add 2 extensions. Or the next question is, I want to do cleaning, or I want to do root cutting, etc. So the second table is where it's by machine, but in the table now, we're referring now to the maximum pipe diameter. So if we look at the mini cleaner, that is suitable up to pipes to 75mm or 3-inch diameter. And we do this for the maximum size for cleaning, descaling, root cutting, lateral reinstatement, and then again removing failed liners, removing concrete. And as you can see, when we get down to those 2 hard jobs of failed liners and concrete, then the 2 machines that are suitable are the Maxi Miller or the Maxi Power Plus. So here's a little video of high-speed cleaning. So here we're using the 12mm machine, and we've got what we call the cyclone chain. So when it starts rotating, the cyclone chain will open fully to the pipe diameter. So you can see here, as soon as it starts up, then we start getting dust. It cuts and starts cleaning straight away. Because we've got the outer casing, the operator is holding the outer casing, is not holding any shaft that is rotating. And then what we do is we just go slowly backwards and forwards down the pipe, and that will remove anything that's in the pipe, especially if it's hard, encrustation, tuberculation, tree roots. So we do a range of tools. The most popular are the chains. So what we've got on the top row, we've got, starting from left-hand side, we've got our PVC chains. So they're not made out of PVC, they're made out of stainless steel, but they have no carbide teeth. Therefore, the PVC tools will not damage plastic pipes. Then we have the standard chain, and the standard chains have a 3-tipped carbide cutter on the link. And then we move to the Tiger range, and these have, again, carbides, but these carbides are a different grade of carbide, but they also have a different shape. So they're more efficient than the standard and the PVC. And then we get the premium version. So the premium has 7 teeth, and these are great for removing really, really hard substances like failed liners, concrete, very hard deposits. So they're the different styles of chains. And then you get to the tools themselves. So we have what we call the original chain. So that's the one over here on the left. That slides on normally on the leader, and then you adjust, looks like a rugby ball, and we adjust the diameter of that tool by moving the back connector backwards or forwards. As you start cleaning, you have to manually adjust the chain. We then move on to what we call our 3D chain. So our 3D chains look very similar to our original, but they come already built on a leader, and there's a spring inside. The faster you rotate, the greater the centrifugal force, and the spring inside will collapse down, and the tool will increase in pipe diameter. So you don't have to keep stopping and manually doing it. Once we've restored 90% of the flow rate in the pipe, then we then start off with the cyclone chains, because these are non-adjustable. And then for people where you're using the chains mainly to unblock and restore flow, then we have what we call the Tiger drill chain. Looks like the original chain, but this has a carbide drill head on the front as part of the chain. So basically, it can cut into solid blockages, and then the chains start working and break up the debris. And then if you're looking at a Power Plus, which is the 18mm machine, you only either have premium chains or we have tornado chains. And that's just a quick close-up of one of the tornado chains. So here's a little video. Basically, this came to us. Client contacted us with a contractor. It was on an industrial plant, and they were having problems cleaning the pipes. They were totally blocked or partially blocked. And they'd use various different jetting machine, different pressures, ultra high pressure. And they couldn't clear it. They couldn't even scratch it. So they approached Picote, and we asked for a sample. They brought a sample down. And as usual, we started cleaning with our premium chains. And as soon as those chains came into contact, then you can see that they start cutting straight away. See here the dust coming out. Now, with ultra high pressure jetting, they were unable to even scratch this pipe. And we were in there straight away, and the chain started straight away, and it just turned it to dust. And this is a very hard silicate material. The only other tool that's really good is what we call the Picote Smart Cutter. It's very versatile, probably the most versatile we could do, because we use it when we're doing reinstatement, and you'll see that later on in the webinar. Great for descaling metal pipes, removing hard deposits, limescale incrustation, cutting through tree roots, removing internal welds in pipes, grinding back steel bars and reinforcements, metal posts, removing inconsistencies in pipes. Certainly if they've been lined and you've got slugs of resin, you've got a small fin down the side, or you've got the or we've got wrinkles in there, we can grind it back. We can grind back internal intruding lateral connections with it. It's really versatile, and one smart cutter hub will generally do 2 different pipe diameters. So here's a video. What this is, we were approached by a company to do tube pipe fabrications. You can see here on the right-hand side, on the bends, there was a weld that had to be ground back. And you can see here the image on the end, on the left-hand side. Here's the smart cutter, and we slowly move it in and out of the pipe, and it removed all of the heavy scale or the light scale in the pipe, and actually ground back the welded steel joint as well. So you can see that on the right hand side photos, how clean we got the bends. We've talked about, or you're going to see the guys do a demonstration, and they are going to do what we call a lateral cut. So here's a bit of animation so you can understand what we're going to do later on in the webinar. So we've lined the vertical pipe, and then we've come down the lateral connection with one of our twisters. We've reopened the hole, reduced the hole. Then we go down with the smart cutter, and now we're going to grind that back flush to the inside of the pipe. So benefits of our high-speed cleaning, right, is the machines, the millers are very portable, right? All of our range have a built-in safety clutch. The small 8mm shafts have a mechanical safety clutch. Battery millers have an electronic, and the rest of the range have electronic safety clutches. So they will prevent the operator getting injured, and it prevents the operator damaging the millers. There's no contact with the rotating shaft, therefore they're very safe to use. All our tools and equipment are designed to work through 90-degree bends. Unlike high pressure water jetting, we do not require water. These can be used dryless. Big advantage here is that if you're working in an area where you've got a blocked system, with jetting machines, there's a significant risk of causing back pressures and back flooding. With our machines, that's not an issue at all. We can use them vertically and in horizontal pipes. We have a low carbon footprint. You saw the earlier the photograph, the equipment's very small. Current limitations are that maximum diameter we can clean is the N300 at 12-inch, and the maximum distance, working distance, is between 45 to 50 meters, depending on which tools you've got on there. With the change, we can work further. If you're using the twisters, then you can't work as far because of the weight of them. What we have is, this is really, really good. We have what we call the Picote-Institute. Right, so it's an e-learning resource, and we have on there, you have to subscribe. It's free. We just need your email address to register there. And then you get access to a whole load of videos, instructions, etc., and how to use the machines, quick tips and things like that as well. And there's some e-learning packages on there as well. So it's very, very useful piece of information. That is, you can access it from a computer, a mobile phone, or a tablet. It's awesome. Right, I'd now like to hand back to Gunter.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks a lot for this overview. Yeah, just to mention it, two months from now, you can, of course, visit Picote and BRAWO Systems at the Rokatech Trade Fair in Kassel and have a closer look what news does Picote have and what news do we have. So we will go now into the practical part. First of all, we start with Dan again from Picote in England. He will show the Picote technology and will present it in a technical way. And then afterwards, we come back to Kaiserslautern to my colleagues from the technical department. And then we go into the installation of pipes, installation of BRAWOLINER with our new light curing machines. So let's go back to England to Dan. A warm welcome to you as well.
Thank you, Gunther. I appreciate that. Right. So as Richard mentioned, our equipment exists because of our need to install liners inside buildings. So Picote is also a contractor in Finland. Outside of Finland, we have a training centre in the UK. From here, we do technical support for all of our products all over the world. We also have a training centre in Phoenix in Arizona, and they predominantly do brush coat training and some lining training out there. But from the UK, we do technical support and for the rest of the world. So what we're going to do, we are going to install this 3-meter liner that I've got out on my wet out bench, on my wet out roller. So this Picote piece of equipment was specifically designed for our own technicians in Finland. And the idea behind it was that it folds up and it's very maneuverable. It allows us to set up in plant rooms or basements so that we can wet liners out and then install them inside buildings. So it has a very handy holder at this end where we can then pour the liner in. So unlike an awful lot of contractors, we don't use a cone like most people do. The roller is battery powered. I can set the distance on the jaws by rotating the measuring part of it just on the other side that you can't see. It's just out of shot. And then it's because it's battery powered, this unit then drives the table itself. So we can wet out any liner up to 225 on this particular bit of equipment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some resin in this end of the liner and then going to wet it out. I'm going to load it up onto our cannon, and then from here we're going to then go downstairs and blow a liner into a piece of pipe. So the resin, I think, is pre-mixed. It's behind me. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that. Bend up that end. And then I'm going to put some liner in. So I've already pre-vacuumed this. We have a battery-powered vacuum pump here. I'm not going to run it. It's very loud, and I want to still be able to talk to you, and you want to be able to hear me. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a bit of resin just into here. And I've put a bit of excess on this side of the roller because I want a little bit of liner left without too much resin in it. That'll do for that. Lovely. Right. So my resin's gone in. Now I'll pop the roller up. And then just bring that liner in, squeeze it down a bit. There we go. So like I said, normally we would do this under vacuum so we can get as much air out of it as we possibly can. And I'm just going to roll that out nice and gently. So this normally takes a couple of passes. I've already marked the liner, so I know how far I want to go, and then anything else can just be brushed off into the excess. So there you go. And there we go. So because this machine has such a small footprint, it means that one person could pretty much set it up in a very small space. And because I could have a box at either end with liner in, I can wet out quite long lengths. Yeah. And so I can wet out quite long lengths, just working in a very small footprint. I'm going to do is just adjust the distance on my roller. Just run it through the other way. So we'll just make sure that we get enough resin down this far end. So I'll just slow that down a little bit. Okay. Flip it over. Yeah. So we're just going to flip it over so we can see it on the back. Yeah, still a fair bit of resin in there. Okay. So run that back. I think we'll run it out that end. Yeah, but I want to keep that. I'm going to keep this end as clean as I can because that's the end I'm going to put over the nozzle on my cannon. We've got a bit of a slug there, which we will run out the far end. And that's fine. Cool. So so okay. Yeah. Let's put down there.
And do your cable tie-in or cutting.
Yeah. Ah, lovely. Right. Scissors. Okay.
Tie it first.
Yeah. So I'm going to tie this. We use metal ties to do this because we find that it's the best way.
And to open this up.
So we'll put 3 of these on. Now, many people have many different ways of doing this. This is just what we find to be the best way for us. We don't, in this particular case, need to put a loop on here for a ribbon or rope or string. So this is what we find. I'd rather not do it on here. Hang on. Bored, Steve. Thank you. I'm just going to cut this on a. Oh. I put a little bit of tape around this end. Just to try and save it from oozing that much resin over me. So let's grab the cannon. Right. So we're just putting a tiny bit of washing up liquid and water just to lubricate the liner. As we,
It smells nice.
it smells lovely, and it helps us to blow the liner out of the cannon once we're done. So grab the nozzle. Fingers. Oh. They just snuck down on cam locks. And once we've got it on there, we'll put a wrap of tape around, and then we'll put the clips on. Just stop this particular clip from coming. There we go. Thank you. So this is the okay. This is the bigger of the two cannons that we currently market, and we can get 8 meters comfortably inside this cannon of 100 BN100 BRAWO liner. So for us, working inside buildings, it's a good size for us. When we're trying to put liners in from floor to floor. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do it up hand tight. It'll be fine.
Third one?
No, we won't get a third one on. 2 will do. Lovely. Now this will perfectly illustrate the portability of the cannon. So here we go. Got my 3 meters loaded up. Stephen's going to struggle his best to follow me down the stairs to the point where we're going to load up the liner into the pipe. So here we are. One of these pipes has got some perspex pipe in it, so you can see what's going to happen. We're going to blow this pipe down this pipe, going to blow this liner down this pipe, round the rest bend, and then up the vertical. So we're also using the Picote box, smart control box, which has got the facility to not only put air in, but also has a vacuum function on it as well. So we find this really good for our installs when we're doing liners and connection collars as well. The other thing that we've got loaded onto it is the pressure guard, and this monitors power and air supply on site. So if the air or the compressor fails for whatever reason and the air pressure drops, the parameters that you've already set on the pressure guard will be alerted because it's gone beyond the parameters, and then you'll then, on an app on your phone, will be alerted that there's an issue on the site, and so someone can come back. So that's if you want to put a liner in, leave it, and then you'll still be able to monitor it if you're not actually on the site. So, right, we're good? We're good. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is blow a little bit of liner out of here, and then I'm going to set it up. So I'm just in the right spot before I actually start to blow it in. And that looks pretty good. So here we go. It's on a low pressure. We're just going to blow it in slowly, starting to come out of the cannon. You should be able to see it soon as it comes into the pipe. There we go. Lovely bit of perspex pipe so you can see what's going on. Now I might or might not need to increase the pressure ever so slightly in order to get the liner to go round that bend. So I'm just going to gently increase the pressure. And there we go, around the bend. Right, so now essentially our liner is installed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to clamp this end by the cannon. I'm going to clamp this to keep the pressure inside, as much of the pressure inside that liner as I possibly can. And what that means is I can then snap the cannon off of the liner, and we're going to put a cap which has got a heating element that we can push through. So we're going to heat ours with an electric heater. Okay, so I'll just get the clamp. Yeah, then we can move off with the cannon and use it on another job. So I'll try and get that in the middle. Okay. 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 On. Cool. So there we go. Oops. Out of the way. Now I'm going to give it a little bit more pressure because I now need to push the heater in. There we go. So I'll push the heater in and round. Tighten that up. Thank you very much. And there we go. There's my heater on. So I don't have what it means for us is we don't have to have boilers inside buildings or running overnight. So we could leave this overnight and that will cure because we've got a monitoring system. Should anything happen, that will alert us. We can come back to site. So that's our install of the BRAWO liner. Now, the next thing we wanted to show you was what we do when we've lined over a connection like you've just seen us line over on that bit of pipe. So we've got a test rig here, which has, well, it's got a BRAWO liner in essentially a bit of pipe that represents a stack. And then we have a connection, lateral connection coming up to it. So what we would then need to do is open that up as quickly as we possibly can so that we can give the asset back to the customer. And so, they're going to be all right, cool. So, as Richard mentioned, we have a whole range of tools and they can all go around 90-degree bends like this one. This is a 100mm Express. This tool is specifically designed to reopen lined lateral connections. Designed to go around a 90-degree bend like all of our tools, and we're running it today on a 12mm Maxi Miller machine, which is a 32 amp machine, one of our bigger ones. And although the machine will go up to 1500 RPM, this tool probably functions best around about 1900 RPM. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to come into this pipe and try and reopen this liner here. And this is a very, very aggressive tool, so it will cut out, which is the electric clutch on the machine itself, just trying to save the machine. It just means I have to reset. So let's give it a go, see how long it takes. Probably not very long. Clutch is kicking in. There we go. So at this point, we would, because we've now punched a hole in the liner, we would come down with the smart cutter. So we would now come down with the smart cutter and open that hole up a little bit more. And then we'd be good to go. We could put another liner in, or we can put a connection collar our connection collar system in, which would fill that up. Right, cool. So I think that is the extent of our demonstrations for today. So we'll go back to Gunther. Thanks, Gunther.
Hello, also a warm welcome from my side. My name is Niels. I'm the head of the BRAWO Academy. We are here now in Kaiserslautern in Germany, and yeah, we prepare also some stuff for you. First of all, if you have some questions, feel free to set them up in our chat area. Yeah, Picote stays for another 3 minutes. If you have some questions, yeah, feel free to ask. As well, I think I have a little bit knowledge about the products as well. We show today a connection collar with the Picote system. And yeah, maybe for these 3 minutes, I will show you a little bit what we prepared for today. First of all, we have also prepared a liner impregnation, but for today, for UV light curing for both of our systems. First of all, the BRAWO Magnavity from 4-inch to 12-inch liners, and as well we prepared our smaller one, the BRAWO Pico, for 2-inch up to 4-inch. And the biggest difference is we don't want to show you the whole process because we saw how the impregnation works. Maybe the difference between two components, epoxies and light resin. Yes. Oh, there is one question for Picote. Just a moment. There's one question for you guys. Does the MIDI steamer require access to both ends of the liner to work properly? Or can it be operated at just one end of the liner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Perfect.
So yes, you can use it at one end of the liner. I'm saying liner. Because what we do is the end where you're inverting it through, the knot end as we call it, we have these little dumbbells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now we see it better.
And that has a hole all the way through.
Okay, so there's the steam coming out, so like a steam sleeve.
Yeah. So that just goes and that's where you put your knot. That's in the center of your knot. And then that lets the steam comes down through the liner and out through the port at the end here.
So that means we just need one point, and can install the open end as well with CalTube. That's normally no problem. So business as usual with both of installation variants.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So I don't see some other questions, but yeah, if some questions pop up, let me know, and I will just read them. All right. Yeah, we start with the difference of the impregnation of the liner. Especially, we have our seamless, all-around knitted liner. In this case, the new version BRAWOLINER 3D, 4" to 6". Especially, there is a difference with the coating on this liner. We have all-around coated. The older version is, with a small gap on the sides, both sides. So with the newer version, we have a complete, fix it to the textile in this case. The difference between the resin that we used is we're using a one-component LED resin, the BRAWO Epox in this case. It's also specially a painted light resin. That's also a little bit different to normal light resins because they are translucent. And now Christian is filling in the resin. You see that's completely green. And the best thing is that we have no rush because we have no working time in this case. If you start mixing a two components resin, you have, depends on the resin. If we're using the fastest one, the BRAWO SR, we have around about 30 minutes to mix it, to fill it into the liner, and then to install the liner. In this case, we have around about 7 days to install the liners. So that means you can do also that step inside your main base, preparing the liner if you have the right measurement for the job site. And then you can just bring it in a dark box. So the only problem that we can have is sunlight. That starts also the reaction of the resin. But in all other cases, we have no issue to prepare the liner on the other side and bring it to the job site. So in this case, I think you saw it. The next part is nearby the same what Picote does in England. We start setting up the roller distance, and then we just impregnate the liner that we have no white spots anywhere. And the impregnation table works nearby the same. It's not a portal one, but if we work into the base, everything is fine. So we can go over to the next step in this time when Christian is preparing the liner, because that's the quite best thing on light installations, because you are not in rush. Yeah, we prepared before a pipe with a main pipe, but we don't want to show you especially the same again. So we just changed it to an empty pipe. So Thomas set it up, put the camera into the connection, and we want to show you how it works with a connection color. So in this case, we're using a two-component fast resin, the BRAWO SR. It's around about 1.5 kilograms inside the tin. It's also a combination tin. Thomas hits the top of the box, 2 or 3 holes inside that we can fill in the hardener into the main component. Yeah, together we get 1.5 kilograms. That's enough for every size of our connection colors from 100 up to 150 in main pipe and connection pipe, and as well in T-piece or Y-piece. Next step is I will put some gloves on. So we're just mixing for 1 minute to get sure that everything is fine in this case. I will see if there are some questions. Not yet. Yeah, after the opening of the connection, for sure it's better to clean the pipe shortly with water, high pressure cleaning. In the most of cases, a flush toilet is normally enough to get all the dust outside. And it's important to have the camera into the connection pipe. For sure. So, next step is, we prepared everything. Thank you. We have a foil and our textile. And as well, we just make a small picture on the foil from our connection color. So in this case, we have a T-piece 100, 100. We fill up the first part on the bottom. So the resin is a little bit more than we need. Put the connection color on it and resin on the top. So we do it a little bit different. Maybe if you saw some installations from Picote. Yeah, there is no wrong way. It's just, I think, a feeling of doing. We started with this variant of impregnating. So we put it together with 2 foils, and then we just get sure that we have everywhere on our textile resin. Get sure that it's also inside the angles. I apologize if I translate something direct from German in English. Sometimes it happens. If something unclear, just ask. Next step is that we get sure that we have everywhere the resin. And also we get sure that we have not too much resin on our textile, so just put everything what's too much off the connection color. And now we prepared the packer. So the T-piece is looking down at the moment. Ein bisschen mehr in die Richtung. Gut. Seitlich. Warte, Moment. Kannst du bitte auf. Ja. Okay, die Kamera vielleicht ein klein bisschen weiter zurück aus dem Fernwinkel. So yeah, we just blow up the packer slowly, a little bit more, to find the right connection for, yeah, a little bit more. Hat ein kleines Loch, die bloß, ne? Okay. And now we push it together into the packer. We have also a small tool, a piece of wood, and push that together inside. Get sure that we have the right position. Then we take a rubber band to fix the start point. We'll get sure that we don't push back our textile. And as well on the back side. Alright. Guck mal, da habe ich eine Folie, du kannst gerade draufnehmen. Nee, les drauf bitte. So we put the foil on the bottom to transport. The connection collar to the inlet of the pipe, maybe. Yeah, now it's a little bit deep to the point. But yeah, the next step is maybe you look on the, concentrate on the camera. Thomas, push it inside. And we have looks great. So we see the stitches. We have stitches there with a red mark. If we put the angle on the connection collar, and then we start blowing it up with low pressure to find the right position. Achtung. Kommt sie? Get sure that our camera is not. And there it is. Now we just blow up the connection color of around about 0.5 bars to get sure that we have a right pressure to press it completely inside the connection. And in this case, we do a cold curing in how long does it take? At the area with 20 degrees, we need around about 2 hours to cure the connection color with ambient cure. As well, the system is made for steam curing. That means if you have a small steam generator, you can also push a small air steam combination into the bladder. And on the other side is a small valve that we can open before to get sure that the steam is flowing every time through the bladder and then to the outlet to have a faster curing time in this case. All right, in this time, so no rush, we just set up a connection color and Christian prepared our liner. So you see now the paint on the textile. On the end, we have a small connection for our back hold rope. And on this rope, we have also connecting a small piece of metal. Maybe we show just shortly the connection of that. Macht mal die Knoten fertig und dann. So they just build up the connection. We put some tape on the liner on the last 20-30 centimeters. Now we're connecting that with 3 cable ties. That's one of our oldest version. If you're working for 4-inch, 6-inch, that's normally the best way or the easiest way to close the liner in this case. Especially in this case, we have a special drum where we have a free spinning wheel on the side, and as well it's just only connecting on the left side of the drum. So that means the right side inside is free spinning, and that means we can just shoot our light unit directly with the liner to the end. That's our light head, and why the machine has the name Magnavity. On the end of the LED head is an electronic magnet, and we can just connecting that to the metal blade with one push on the unit. Now it's connected, And that means this metal cap pulls our lead head to the end of the liner. Then we can start our lead head and we start back pulling, and the curing time starts in this case. What we're doing now is we find the right position inside the drum. We put the lead head back to the side pass of the drum. If Christian has find the right position, we're starting the electromagnet. Now we have the connection to the LED head, and in this case we can just start with filling up the liner. Next step is we fix the liner. So we have a 4 to 6 inch liner, and as well we don't want to overstretch the liner in the first part. So we have placed a small piece of cal tube in the front that we're using for save the liner for expanding, and as well nobody looks into the UV light if we coming back. And the good thing is we have time if you want to drink now a coffee or
smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, and we can just stop this process, so no rush anymore if you are safe from sunlight.
Kann ich die Luft dahin atmen?
Warum stört's dich?
Nee, wir brauchen hier Luft.
Ah, ja, dann, oder ich gebe der von hier. Ah ne, brauchen wir da, ja. Ah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Now we start the air. The air is floating to the hose package inside the garage and comes out on the LEDs. So in this case also we clean this area and starting the inversion now. The liner is coming. Find his position, and if you watch into the drum, maybe you see the special thing that's we start inverting the liner, and if the knot is leaving the drum, we slow down a little bit. Now you see the free spinning part. Maybe you don't see so much with the window. And now the light is pulled into the pipe. Maybe you can also watch on the Magnavity. Here you see how the liner is pulled back. It's going forward. And it's a combination. You have to feed the hose package into the garage and control the inversion speed with your hand wheel on the drum. And then it's normally like a classic water hose installation or warm water curing. Normally you don't see this process, but in this case you just pull the lead head with your liner to the end. Here's the last 45-degree bends, and the liner is coming out. And here you see that's the end of the liner. We just covered with cal tube. Normally you see more light in there, but now we reach the end, so we are sure that the liner or the LED head is out of the pipe and that we completely cured everything. We start inverting the liner with low pressure, but in this case, if we reach the point, we can high rise the pressure. It's also important with the light curing that we are sure that the liner is completely fixed to the old pipe. In this case, we high rise it to 0.5, 0.6 bars for a short time. And then we start our light and everything to start the curing process. Now we see the liner will blows up a little bit more. Was haben wir, Christian? Machen wir ein bisschen mehr. Right. Okay. Denke. Now Christian is starting the light, searching for the right liner. After that, we just go up to the machine and I explain a little bit the settings. But ja, dann kann man erst mal auf den Liner gucken, wenn das Licht anhat. So now the head is lying here. The reaction starts. We see some air bubbles move in. That's a typical thing. But we start the light curing, and now he starts the back pulling, and you see the lead head moves backwards. And in this case, we moving back with a 0.5 meter per minute. How that everything works on the control unit, we see here everything is green. That means everything is fine. So Christian set up the liner, BRAWOLINER 3D, dimension 4" to 6", DIN 100 to 150, and in the dimension 150. We have a dimension change in the middle of the pipe. We can just see here, we pulled back 40 centimeters at the moment. If we reach like round about 2.5 meters, we are definitely in the DIN 100, and then we can change the speed to a higher back pulling. That means in this case 100 is 0.6 meters per minute. We control the pressure. If we just fall under the minimum of 0.1 bar, the machine stops the light and the back pulling to secure that the liner material is not falling down on our lights. Also, we control the heat of the LEDs. If we reach 70 degrees, also we shut down the system to cool down our LEDs. At the moment we have 51. Maybe we go up to 56 degrees and then we're staying on this temperature. That's normally perfect. And also we control the power of use from the LED head. If we fall down with this power, that's a sign for a damage on the LEDs, and then you have to slow down the machine or to change the LED head. It's also a modular system. You can change every part by yourself, like hose packages, LED heads, control units, stuff like that. So now we pass the first bend. That's the 245s. And also we can change the view backwards. So now we're seeing what happens in the back of the machine. Yeah, now we see backwards, and here you see the dimension change. That means we changed the liner from 6" to 4". What else we have is inside the settings. We have also Wi-Fi connection to the machine. Maybe Thomas show it to us. The first QR code is for the Wi-Fi connection, or you can use the Magnavity Wi-Fi with the password BRAWO tag to connecting a laptop, a PC. That doesn't matter, and that's the second QR code is for a live stream, I would say, from your browser to the machine. You see all the data, what happens at the moment. Is your motor on, and the LED head on, something like that. And also you can fill in a protocol. The machine starts automatically a protocol if you start a machine with all these 4 parameters you saw on the operation monitor. And Thomas shows you the protocol. You can fill in all the data like customer number, batch size of the liner, of the resin, how long was your pipe, all important informations about the job site. And if you go to download, you can open the protocol from this installation, and you see in 3 pages of PDF what happens at the moment. That means how many pressure you need, what was your back pulling speed, and all the informations around the job. It's safe in the machine, it's safe on a USB, and as well you can download it with every Wi-Fi device in this case. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, the curing process is now working. We see we should be, maybe we missed the point of view. Yeah. Here you see now we passed the dimension change, and now we change the speed to DN100 or 4-inch to 0.6, so we can pull back a little bit faster. So another 2 minutes. We have around about 5 meters of the pipe. That means around about 10 minutes curing time in this case. What's, yeah, I would say quite fast is. All right, so this process is working for another 2 minutes, I would say. But we can switch over, I would say, to another light curing system, the BRAWO Pico. Especially, I would say it's a good machine for small and difficult pipes. We built or set something up like a kitchen pipe. We start with it's a 2-inch pipe. That's the classic German style. We start in the wall, have a real 90 or 87 degree bend, going a half meter downwards, and then we have just push in 245s, another 245s. Maybe we change these 245s to 90, and then we can do also critical 2-inch pipes with this light system. We prepared the DN50 inside the drum. We need a little bit more pressure to install it for sure, so smaller liners are the hardest thing to install. We're using an inversion drum in this case. And yeah, Thomas starts the inversion with round about 0.6, I would say, 0.6 bars. And I watch just, we have a small window in the back on our Y piece. Now you see our nut is on the inversion nozzle. And now we're just disconnecting the front of the drum and just connecting our lead head also to this nut. Especially in this case, we don't use a magnet because we have not a lot of space for the 2-inch. That's how the head is looking for, so much smaller than the nano head. And in the front we have a small pneumatic piston that comes out of we activating a valve, and that one is now we're just connecting that to this metal wire here. And if we reach the end, we will just disconnecting this part. Moment, ich brauche noch Luft. Nur die Ruhe. Kann ich wieder? Ja, alles klar. Okay, just connecting the air. And Thomas gives me a sign. Is okay?
It's closed.
So now we have the connection to our metal wire. It has the same function like our magnet. Also, we are able to disconnecting that if we reach the end. The most different is we have no space for a camera on our host package. So that means you have to put a mark on your host package or place a camera on the other side of the installation way. Da ist der Airbag-Liner drin, oder? Okay. Okay, so now we reach the end. I will deactivating our valve, so the piston has come back. Thomas pushed the hose package a little bit in the front to get sure that we lose the connection. And after that, he will also start slide, close the back pulling unit and pulls back. The speed in this case is 0.5 meters per minute. Also, we have our normal installations on the control unit, like we're using a BRAWOLINER DN50 or 2-inch in the dimension 2-inch, and then we get a back pulling speed of 0.5 meters per minute. The pipe is around about 2 meters, so that means 4-minute curing time. And ja, if you have some questions, feel free. Tina, ich brauche mal kurz dein Passwort. Den hat man noch so ein Musterstück. Haben wir das noch irgendwo? Ah ja.
Das lag eben noch hier.
Yeah, from our last installation, maybe we can just put a few in the 90-degree bend. So I would say that's a quite good result for a 2-inch pipe. And I would say it's awesome. All right. Also, one problem is that we are just quite faster with all the light installations than yeah. Thomas changed the silencer to a bigger one, so it's not so noisy. Yeah, with this machine we have a hose package, or a length of the hose package of 25 meters, and it's specially built for the in-house section. A smaller machine, also to go on a roof, that everything is past the window to the roof, and that's especially what we think about the Pico machine, from 2 to 4 inch. And the Magnavity is from 4 inch up to 12 inch. Also a different is the head from the LED head is fixed to the hose package on the smaller unit, because we have less space in the 2 inch pipes. So we have to do it as small as we can. And on the Magnavity you have a completely changeable system. With every part you can change the smaller head to a bigger one. When something happens you can put another smaller head on it. You can change the hose package. In this case, so in one installation I had here, after the installation I just cut the pipe and I forgot the hose package inside, so it's also good to change the hose package in a few minutes. So there's the light, it's come back. I think we showed the result inside as well, the 90-degree bend that you saw, that the sample is not the fake. And after that I think we are nearby the end, so you have another 2 or 3 minutes to ask questions. We are a little bit faster than we think, but we do all the demonstration a little bit faster. But as well, if you have some questions afterwards, feel free to contact us on BRAWOSystems.com. We have also in the area of BRAWO Academy also some small videos about the light curing systems, steam curing systems, water curing systems, and a lot of more information, small how-to videos. And on our YouTube channel we have also other webinars that we've done in the past. And feel free to contact us. So Thomas will just cut off the liner to show you the results of this DN50. Sieht man was? Nö, das ist okay. Das ist okay. So. All right. Yeah. I would say 1 hour earlier. But that's light curing. So we have cured 2 pipes, 2 job sites in around about 1 hour. Yeah, for sure. You have to prepare a little bit more on the job sites to bring all the stuff on blaze, stuff like that. But you have a good thing, no working time anymore. If you save your textile and resin from sunlight, and normally can completely stress-free install the liners, and as well with the machines we secured that stuff. Ja. Wat heißt das nochmal auf Englisch? Survey. Okay, small thing from the marketing. If you just take notice about the survey in the chat, would be nice if you fill that out for us to get a feedback about our installations. And yeah, hopefully you get some new informations in the practical demonstrations. And I would say thank you for your attention. And yeah, maybe we see you soon in Kassel on the exhibition. And have a nice rest day.